Hi, crafty friend. It's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. I can't wait to show you this card, so I am going to do that right now. This is probably one of my favorite cards that I've made in 2025. I just love this little squirrel. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not sorry. I'm happy and excited about something that makes me happy and excited, so I'm not going to apologize for it, but it's just so cute. Okay. Let's talk about the Hero Studio items for September and also talk about some fun things I pulled from my stash because, as always, I'm always pulling from my stash. And then I'll talk about one new fun technique that I've been trying to work on and get better at this last few weeks slash months, whatever you want to call summer. Okay. Hero Studio. If you don't know, it is from Hero Arts. By the way, I'll talk about things and then go over the cards I made. And I'm going to be putting in some B-roll footage, which is me making these cards as I am explaining and talking about the products as we go along. So occasionally it will be me here, and then later it will be me working with the cards. So if you did not know, there are subscription options for Hero Arts that are monthly. So the theme changes each month. You get something new every month. I think the smallest price item is $17.50, which is pretty small. And then you can also get all of the items, and that is called the whole studio. And when you get the whole studio, get an exclusive bonus. So I'm going to talk about what that is this month. It is a die, which I love. Anytime that it's an extra thing and it's a die, I feel like I'm getting something pretty high in value. So I like that. So what they have is they have a card kit, they have a cling rubber stamp, they have a die set, layering stencils, stamp and cut, so like a stamp and die. And then the other option is to get everything called the whole studio. So what is in the card kit, you might be wondering. You get a big stamp set, so it's not just a little one. You can see how large this is. And you also will get, I think it's 10 half sheets of paper, if I remember correctly. And those are really high quality cardstocks. And then they usually kind of switch it up and you get something fun for the month. So last month it was the one light that was the light up. And I will check here of what it is this month. I, for whatever reason, cannot remember. But they also give you a die, which I think is super cool. Like I said, I like the dies. I think that that really adds value to your subscription, and this stamp is just so big, and I think it is very worth the value of the card kits. And by the way, I will have everything linked down below. And if I did not mention already, this month, September, is called Fall in Love with the Forest. That is what the name of this month is called. Alrighty. So last month there was a light up, one of those one lights from Pear Blossom Press, which I do just adore. This month it is the embellishments. Oh, I totally forgot to use them. That happens to me every time. Okay, so there's an embellishment pack. I'm going to grab that. And then there's also some, it looks like string or twine. Now I did not receive that this time, but that is totally fine. I have some in my stash. So here's a look at the embellishments. I totally should have used them. Maybe I will put them on some of the cards that I did not embellish yet, but I will. The reason why I did not get the twine is because I do receive these items a little bit early, and sometimes they have it in stock, sometimes they don't. If you are purchasing it, you definitely will be getting them sent to you. So there is the stamp set, and then there's also a die. Now the die this month is a cute little forest tree. And just wait until you see how cute it is. Oh, I just love it. By the way, I made notes for myself on the back of this scrap paper that I put behind my stamp for Copic colors, for what I used for coloring the stamped images here. By the way, look at all the dies that come for die cutting out this sentiment, this stamp set. Isn't that great? Okay, here's a look at the die that doesn't really It doesn't cut out the stamps, but it definitely coordinates. So it is a tree. Look at this. I'm just going to show you a little sneaky peek of one of them. Ready? Look at that. I mean, come on. That is so cute. Thankful for you. And of course, we got a squirrely squirrel and a sleepy squirrel, which if you did not know, squirrels are one of my favorite animals. So of course I'm going to like this month. But this really reminded me of my husband and I, me napping and him constantly on the move. We're all surprised. Okay. That is the Hero card kit. And I just keep everything in these little pouches just so I don't lose things. Of course, I do lose some things sometimes, but look, now I have all these embellishments for another time. All right, let's move on to the layered stencil. So this was one of the fun new techniques that I have been working on, and that's something that I was mentioning before. So I'm going to put some footage here of me blending. So I just got these new brushes from Trinity Stamps. They are called the Shading Sidekick Blending Brush. So you can see how easy it is to blend. I really took my time making this project to really make sure I get the blend here in Minnesota, where I live, born and raised, and still enjoy. I love fall. I think it is a gorgeous place. If you ever going to visit Minnesota, come in the fall. It's not too cold and the trees are stunning. So if you are planning a trip, I know this is like totally taking a U-turn on what I was trying to talk about here, but if you are coming to Minnesota, look and see how the temperatures are looking, and just literally Google when is the best time to come to Minnesota to see fall colors, and whatever town you're going to, and it will tell you. I would just like to shout out Duluth. It is such a gorgeous place. There's tons of fun things to do for couples, for the family. So lots of color. I love Minnesota and I love fall. And this layering stencil helped me make this gorgeous card. Isn't this fun? Okay, so let's talk about it. I did make my own paste, so you will see me mixing that on the screen. I did not have a brown media paste to use with my stencil, and I wanted my trees to have brown bark, but also shiny bark. So what I did was I mixed and mixed, and I made my own brown, and I do love how that turned out. Then I went ahead from my stash and pulled out this older die. Let's see, when is 2022. So it's about 3 years old, not too terribly old, but older. I don't know if they still sell this on the Spellbinders website, but I really love the shape, and I thought it was really fun to just die cut on the stencil. So I have this middle part here popped up with foam, and the edge popped up with foam, and then this center piece I glued directly down onto the card base. Now just watch. Da-da-da-da. Woohoo! I was not about to waste those cut apart inside pieces from here and here. No. They went inside the card. There's still room to write a little something in there, so I thought that was kind of fun and a great way to use the negative space pieces that were from the front. And then I chopped the sentiment "Thankful for You" from the stamp set from the kit, and I just chopped off "Thankful" so it would fit in that little piece. And then I pulled out some rhinestones from my stash and some twine and just did a little nest and made it a finished card. So there's a look at that one. The next item to chat about is the Stamp and Cut. This is called Pick of the Patch. Pick of the Patch. It is so sweet because you can layer up these stamped images and get stamped gourds. So I don't know if I have footage of me actually stamping these because I don't remember, frankly, but they are super easy to use. You stamp the solid color first, and then you stamp the outline right on top of it. I would use either a misty or a clear block so you can see right through it and you'll line it up. Even if it isn't perfect, it still looks really cute. And if you are using an acrylic block, I do recommend using oxides or some kind of a thicker ink, because then you won't have to stamp more than once. And if you are, just use a Misty or a stamp tool that you like. And then I do love this sentiment, wishing you a cozy fall, and that is from this set. Look at how intricate this has die cut out with the coordinating die that is part of this set. And then all the little pieces have dies as well, including the little squiggly vine from the pumpkin. I just think that is so cute. Just to quickly chat about patterned paper before I move on, you're going to see quite a few patterned papers that I pulled from my stash, as well as pulling dies from my stash, because I just have been really loving patterned paper recently. I don't know why I said that so weird. I've been loving patterned paper. Full stop. So I pulled some out. So I have this one from Paper Rose, Lakeside Memories Basics. And then I have these two, Harvest from scrapbook.com. And this one I thought was really cool. It's made in Poland. I also got that on scrapbook.com. So I will link these in the description as well if you want to grab one of these for yourself. You're going to see some fun ones used. Let's see. I have shown these two cards. This was from this set, the Lakeside Memories paper. And then this little squirrel card has those greens and such behind it, and that is from the Wildwood Secrets. And then this cute squirrel card that I've shown already is also from this set with this paper. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Okay, let's talk about this card next, because this is the next die that I want to talk about. This is called Cozy Kitty, which is so cute. It is the item that is the bonus item. So when you get the whole caboodle, this little die is what you're going to get. So it's not the pillow and such. It is the cat. It is the cat, but you also get the mouse. I didn't add the mouse to my project because I just didn't feel like it, but you can also add a little mouse to it so they can be all cozy and cuddly. Very, very sweet. And this goes well with the die set of the month, which we will talk about momentarily. But just speaking of the rest of the card, I did pull in fluted classic circles for this one. Okay. And then I also pulled in for this one, this Perfect Touch rectangles and tag. I don't know what I would do without this die set, frankly. I pull for it all of the time. Almost every time I'm making a card or two or a collection of a few, I am pulling for this one. I just like how simple the little detail is around the edge. And I like that there is a ton of different options. There's 7 layers. And I love that it just is so easy. It really is the perfect touch. So I did pull out that one with one pattern paper. Now, this is kind of different. So I took patterned paper from this Harvest pack right here, and I'm going to use it on my die card too. But I pulled out, which one was it? This gorgeous paper. I mean, come on, that is so beautiful. So I used that one and a maroon cardstock from my stash, and then I went back. We went back in time, and don't know what that was. Okay, and I pulled the cling stamp In the Valley from last month's Hero Studio. I loved how elegant it was with the beautiful penmanship, and it is a story. Yes, it has to do with Halloween, but does it really matter with this cute card? I didn't think so. I think it was just a fun little texture for the background, and I do love the way that turned out. I think it's super sweet. And then the sentiment You Got This is from the stamp set from the card kit of the month. So overall, an adorable card. I'm going to show you one more squirrely card. This was also from the card kit. So here are my 3 from the card kit. If you're interested in checking those out, there's a look at all 3 of them. This one is a little more simple. I really wasn't sure if I wanted to put more of a sentiment on this because it does say I heart you on there, and I didn't know if that would be enough. I think this needs something though, so I'm wondering if I will maybe pull in some embellishments or something. I think this card needs something, so let me know in the comments what it needs. Help a girl out here. And then this one is just a circle shaped card, and boom, a pumpkin. I had an extra pumpkin and I didn't want it just to get lost in my craft room, so I figured why not decorate the inside. And I know exactly who this card is going to, and I think that she will love it. All right, moving right along to this one. This is so cute. September die set of the month. This makes an adorable little bed, and it's giving me Goldilocks and the Three Bears vibes. And also Little Red Riding Hood, because you can make a wolf. Cool, huh? So you can make a bunny, a little birdie. This one kind of looks like a chick, a wolf, a fox, and a bear. I think it would be kind of fun to do 3 bears in one bed and do like a little Goldilocks, maybe looking over the edge or something. But I think it would be super cute. But I just really love the detail that is on the bed spread. So I will show a piece of footage of me making this bed so you can see the texture from this one die is unbelievable. This looks really good with just a solid cardstock. I did use my patterned paper because I wanted it to look kind of like a fun bedspread, but just with solid cardstock is so gorgeous as well. And I did layer a strip of maroon there, so it kind of looked like the edge of a quilt, like the binding. And then I did use some gold mirror cardstock from my stash to make the bed, and finished off my cute little bear with his little hands. And of course I grabbed that perfect touch rectangle again, we're all surprised, for the edge of my card. Now the one thing I do not have with me here to show you or to use yet is the rubber stamp of the month. And I will pop a picture on the screen of what that looks like so you can see it. It is a fun texture stamp, and I probably will be using it, just not on camera or for this video. So that is also an option. They are a 6x6 size for those stamp sets, for the stamps, and I do think that they are really fun to work with. Like I said, I pulled the one from last month because I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited for whenever that does come in. Let me know which one is your favorite. This is my favorite. First of all, I love a shaped card. I love a squirrel, and it just, I don't know, this is just so sweet. And I had the person that this is going to in mind, so I was thinking about them the entire time when I was coloring all these little images. I had an idea of putting this squirrel nested in a whole bunch of pumpkins, and I just thought, yep, that's the vision. And so I went with it, and I just love how it turned out. With a close second of this one, because I think that these squirrels just crack me up. So clearly I love a squirrel. And like I said, let me know what I can do to finish this card off. It just looks a teeny tiny bit unfinished. Maybe what I will do, this sounds a little bit alarming, so just bear with me. What I might do is just take my paper trimmer and cut off the dark brown around, and then cut it right here, and then cut with my paper trimmer right here and make a mini slimline. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But let me know what you would do with this card if this was in your craft room and I said, hey, let's finish this together, crafty friend. What would you do? Tell me. I just have to say, one thing that would look really cool with this tree is the wax seal of the month from Spellbinders. You guys, it's this owl. Get out of here with this owl. It's called Twilight Hoot. Wouldn't that look cool? I mean, the size is a little bit off. I don't know. I feel like somehow this owl would be cool with this die. So once again, let me know what you think about this. Can they coordinate? I think yes. What if you took a little scissors and cut out this owl? You can cut this wax very easily. So that is an option. Maybe he could just perch here. Although I feel like that would take away from the cuteness of the squirrel because owls and squirrels aren't really that good of friends. Okay, we have gone off the deep end. So I'm just going to leave you there for this video. Let me know what you think about the makes that I have here today. And I will just mention, if you did not know, on the 20th of each month, Hero Arts has their new item release. So on the 20th, there will be new items, so check back on the 20th on my channel. The best way to not miss new items is to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, and then YouTube will be more likely to show you my video and you won't miss any fun things. I've got a lot of cute stuff coming up for the fall and winter time, so you won't want to miss it. And I do want to say a quick thank you to Hero Arts for sending me this studio and giving me the ability to show you my fun art. So thank you, Hero Arts, and thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. And if you have, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. So we will see you in my next video. Bye, crafty friend. Hey, babe, it's me, Justine, interrupting this video. Have you ever better pressed? Do you have a better press that is sitting somewhere in your crafty space looking at you? Maybe you bought it. Maybe you're scared to take it out. Maybe you've loved it and used it and made beautiful things already. No matter what your situation, you, crafter, can join the Better Press Babes. Melanie Smith and I, my best crafty buddy, we have started a whole awesome community all about Better Press. So you can join us monthly on our channels. Depending on the month, it might be on my channel, it might be on Melanie's channel, but we do live events every single month. We have fantastic sponsors, we do fun giveaways, and it's a great time to ask questions live and in person with us through our YouTube videos. So you can join the Facebook group Better Press Babes on Facebook. I will have that linked in the description of this video. And also you can join Melanie and I on our lives. We absolutely love interacting with you all in the chat. So please join us on our lives. And if you subscribe to our channels, you can be notified for the live events. We just want you to have a great time with your Better Press, just like us. So join the Better Press Babes on Facebook, and we will see you on our next Babes Night Out, which is our live event. Maybe you will be one of the winners of our next Better Press Babes Live fun crafty giveaway. We shall see. See you there.